Hello to all my friends out there. So every day could be a tea party. Every day could be a joy if we make it that way. So last night I made this delicious black tea, and I wisely didn't drink it because if I did, I would have still been awake right now. I drank a little because, you know, it's irresistible, but I drank one little teacup full. That's all. And so, you know, I stockpiled 10 pounds of sugar. I noticed when I was at Smart and Final, they had a really, really big bag of sugar by the flour. I got to think about the sugar thing because, you know, I don't like my food hanging around too long because the way I do it is I stockpile it until I get about enough food for 3 to 6 months, and then I eat it all and I don't spend any money. This has been going on for months now. I bought this tea at Dollar Tree, 100 bags for $1. I really, really like it. So, okay, I'm going to make some dinner. One of my meals, I'm going to have 2 meals. I think yesterday I only had 1 meal. Doesn't make any sense to have a meal if you're not hungry. But usually, you know, you start getting... So, okay, I bought these crackers at Dollar Tree. These are good. I'm glad they didn't banish me. But if they did, remember there's a store on every corner. There's a Walmart, there's an Aldi's, there's a Smart and Final. So, you know, I don't actually live in fear of being banished. Another thing is, you might think, aren't you kind of embarrassed doing that dumpster diving? Nah, they're not paying my bills. I don't care what they think, to tell you the truth. Who cares? You get to a certain age and you just don't care. I don't remember ever caring, but it's possible that I did at one time, but not now. And then at Aldi's, I bought this salami. The dog liked it. I gave some to the dog. Okay, so while I'm cooking my food here, here's my yummy. Okay, this is a good. For years, I ate cheese and crackers. This is a good snack for kids. You know, when they get home from school. This way I can take my time making dinner. When you try to hurry, usually you ruin your food. Okay, now, this was my friend who graciously gave it to me recipe. Mexicali refried beans. Her grandfather owned a Mexican food restaurant by a train station, and it was very gracious of her to give me this recipe. A lot of people in the day were embarrassed about their recipes and wouldn't give them out. And I'm not, because I think, well, you know, if it helps one person, then that's just great. So I'm going to make a nice little batch of Mexicali refried beans. This time I used 1.5 pieces of bacon, but you've seen me make this with chorizo. Okay, now in the Trump boxes, I saw beans and I saw rice. So on those beans, they had a little cheese. If you don't have cheese, that's why it's a good thing to know this recipe. Because your beans and your rice are not going to be satisfying if you just heat up your can of beans and you don't have any cheese or any bacon grease. A lot of times I make this with chorizo. Did you ever wonder what do people make with that stuff? Well, you can make chorizo and eggs, but a lot of people are making beans and chorizo. So, okay, what you're really doing here is you're frying these beans in some kind of fat. It could be You could fry your vegetables, your onions, and your green beans to flavor up your fat. You could use garlic, salt, onions, but it's going to be a lot better if you have some chorizo. It can be sausage too. So this is going to make some of the best refried beans you were ever going to meet. Okay, I have 1 cup milk. Okay, so I think that, you know, the dry milk or the shelf-stable milk is really good because you don't want to be running out of milk, especially if you have kids. That's a bad deal. So you're also now, okay, now on refried beans, this is all you have to know: continuous stirring and mashing, because you want to get it. Okay, so I have 1/4 cup milk. I like the kinds where you can mix it up as you need it. Like right now, I need a little milk for my refried beans. So, okay, so you don't have any cheese, but you have a little bacon or a pork. What is that stuff called? Salt pork. You could even use brick chili. You know, anything, you know, to... Okay, these beans are already gonna be good, but trust me, if you put the milk in, or say if you have cheese, you can put the cheese on top. I find this one to be good. I buy this at Walmart. I think I'm gonna buy the big one. What I'm trying to do is eat up my stockpile food. See how my beans are getting really nice and creamy over here on the edge? This is like one of the most important recipes I will ever do, are these refried beans, because if you have a big bag of beans and a big bag of rice, remember my story about the lady, and they were polygamists. They went down to Mexico, and there's just no work and no food, so it was decided her husband would come back up to the U.S. and try to work. And they stayed down there, and she almost starved. She really did, and so did her little girl. And an old man came up and said, ma'am, I know you might not know it, but your little girl there is almost starved. And he gave her a bag of beans, a big bag of beans, a big bag of rice, and he told her to plant a garden. And also, you need the corn tortillas to complete the protein. The rice is white rice, and the beans, and you need the corn. Okay, so you see how these are some good looking. Okay, so now when I get them all nice and creamy, I'll just keep adding milk to get them to the consistency I want. Also, if you want to cook them down thicker, these make one of the best bean burritos. See how my beans are starting to get really creamy now? And I make these with a pretty high heat, but you know, I have experience. You don't have to make them this, you don't have to cook them this high. You want to be careful. You don't want to burn them. That could happen, you know. And so right now I have about 1/3 cup milk. So if you didn't have any cheese, I bought this at 99 cents only. I find it to be good. You didn't have any cheese, but you had some milk. And then, if you didn't have any tortillas, but you had corn chips, not corn chips, tortilla chips, you know, I would see people buying these huge bags of tortilla chips around here, and I think, what the? Well, I'll tell you the truth, what I thought is, what the hell are they going to do with that many tortilla chips? To tell you the truth, you know that thing, this does not compute. Okay, so you want to turn this down. If you don't have tortillas, this is good. And so I'm going to be back. I'm going to make corn tortillas. From now on, I'm going to be stockpiling the great big bags. Okay, I'll be back.